Who will get Champions League? We've had some very interesting fixtures this week with Chelsea, Manchester United and Leicester all still scrapping it out for those Champions League spots. How have this week's fixtures impacted all of their hopes? Today I'm just going to be taking a look at all their individual games and then discussing kind of what that means for the future. With only 3 games remaining, it's really heating up for those Champions League spots. And of course, Manchester City have now been unbanned from the Champions League. Therefore, they will be taking their spots. So only the top 4 spots will now get Champions League, which really heats everything up. And yeah, if you're new around here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And without further ado, let's get straight into it. So Chelsea. The first game we're going to be looking at this week is the Chelsea versus Sheffield United game. All Chelsea fans are probably going into this one thinking, okay, it's going to be a tough game, but Sheffield United, they've been poor recently. You know, after Chelsea battled for a win against Crystal Palace, not particularly easy. They lost to West Ham as well, so Chelsea aren't looking too great. But, you know, they were thinking, okay, the Sheffield United game, get a win here, done and dusted. What goes and happens? McGoldrick scores not only one, his first goal in the Premier League, he scores 2. They were both tap-ins, however the second one he did pretty much set up by himself. And Sheffield United's second goal in general by McBurney, what a goal that was. Lovely bit of interplay with Sheffield United down that left-hand side. A beautiful crossing from Stevens. McBurney nods it in. And Chelsea just didn't really have a response for the whole match. Sheffield United resilient and strong in the defence all the way throughout. So what does this mean for Chelsea? Well, this means that now they're on 59 points. It's very, very, very tight. So Leicester. What's happened here then? What has happened here then? All of a sudden, Leicester City have been completely drawn back into that Champions League race. Not long ago, Leicester City were sitting above Manchester City. Now all of a sudden, Manchester City are clear that they're out of the way. They are guaranteed Champions League football next season. And Leicester, I mean, you know, 1-0 up against Bournemouth, you're thinking, okay, done and dusted. This is right off, easy as it is. Schmeichel goes and lobs it into Ndidi. He smacks right off his back, gives away a penalty. Stanislas slots it home. Then Bournemouth go and score another. So for some reason, there's no need to lash out like that. You're still fighting for Champions League. Like, it's not as though you've obviously got something to play for, but why are you just... I just don't have words for that. Why retaliate like that? You get yourself sent off. Now you're missing the last 3 games of the season for a team that, you know, really, really does need this Champions League at the minute. And yeah, it's just... Overall, just losing 4-1 to Bournemouth is just not what Leicester needed at all. I mean, it's very solid for them. And with the way they've been playing, with Maddison injured and the sloppy defence now, probably even more sloppy without Soyuncu, you're just kind of thinking, really, can Leicester do this? Can they do this? Really? And the game that rounded us off out of all 3 of these teams, the Manchester United versus Southampton. Now in this game, Southampton came absolutely firing out the box. The first 20 minutes was all Southampton. And it showed as Armstrong picked up a nice little goal. Pogba doing Pogba things. He was just so casual in the game. He was so casual. The amount of times that he just got pickpocketed. And it just led to the goal. Redmond, nice little pickpocket. Lobbed the ball across to Armstrong. Armstrong tidy finish. After that, it was up to Manchester United to really do everything. Pogba whips in a nice little cross into Martial. Is he fouled? Is he? Well, he's fouled, but he then nicks it across to Rashford, who bangs it in. Lovely, tidy little finish. Then Bruno Fernandes slips in Martial. Martial rifles that ball into the top left corner, and it's 2-1. Manchester United are sailing, they're dominating the game now. Plenty of chances, but they just can't put this game to bed. There is 6-7 minutes of extra time. Ward-Prowse whips in a corner, and who's there? Obafemi off the bench, gives it a little nudge, and it's in the goal for 2-2. And all of a sudden, Manchester United are thinking, what has happened there? What has happened there? What has happened there from a Manchester United perspective? That game, if they win that, takes them 3rd. All of a sudden, they remain 5th and everything's still to play for. So what did these results mean in terms of the table? Well, it meant that Manchester United stayed 5th on 59 points, only literally level, only behind Leicester on goal difference, who were also on 59 points, and Chelsea on 60 points. So it really just is all to play for. Chelsea with a more favourable fixture this week, playing Norwich. They really, if they don't win this game, I actually don't see them getting Champions League, to be honest. They have to win this Norwich game. We do see sometimes that, teams that have been mathematically relegated, which is what happened to Norwich last weekend, actually tend to play better. So I think some Chelsea fans and the Chelsea team could go into this game, a little bit not apprehensively, but they could underestimate the Norwich team they're actually going to play against, and that could really bite them considering how they've been playing. We see Manchester United play against Crystal Palace, a Crystal Palace side that hasn't won, not won, but lost their last 5 games. Out of the 6 games of the restart, they've won 1, which was the first one against Bournemouth, and then lost all 5 games from then on. So Manchester United will really be expecting a win there. And then Leicester play against Sheffield United, which will be a very tough fixture. They'll be needing a win from that one, really, to be pushing for the Champions League. And then from then on, we have some very interesting fixtures for all the teams. We see that Manchester United actually play Leicester on the last day of the season. So that could be a massive turning point. Whoever wins that, it could be that one team just needs a draw. I expect by that point the table might have flipped around a little bit so that Leicester are actually 5th and Manchester United are maybe 4th, or even that Manchester United are 3rd and Leicester 5th and Chelsea 4th is kind of what I'm going for that last day of the season, and that game will be absolutely massive. I feel like whoever wins that game will end up in a Champions League spot. It's going to be a very interesting battle throughout the season. Obviously, right at the minute, Manchester United, since the return, really have just been absolutely plowing through teams and have been looking like the better team out of all of those sort of 3 teams. So I feel like for me, if a team's going to sort of guarantee it in the next 2 games, maybe it'll be Manchester United. Chelsea have got the likes of Liverpool coming up, so that could be a tough game. Although Liverpool don't have too much to play for, they do kind of have that wins record, maybe points record to go for. However, if it means more to Chelsea, they can definitely get a result here, especially with Liverpool. I just don't feel Liverpool will go for it that much or be as up for it as Chelsea would be on the day. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a very interesting battle. I'll be following it for the rest of the season, and if you have enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit that like button, and I'll catch you soon.